In this how-to, I'm going to show you how to create navigation so that you can change the device path of a templated graphic using a page include. Okay, so in this example, if I click on VAV1, you can see that the templated graphic changes its value and its animations. Clicking on VAV2, same thing, name, values, and animations change. VAV3, name, values, and animations change as well. So this is a great way to set up navigation using a page include, because you only need to have one page that is your navigation. So let's say you add one more VAV, or your customer requests one more graphic to be added. All you need to do is duplicate the VAV button, change the text on the VAV, and then go to the action and change the device reference. And now you have a new graphic. Okay, so I'm going to start from the very beginning of how to do this. So I'm making the assumption here that you know how to do basic relativization. So I'll just close this navigation page and go to my VAV template. So this VAV template is just a simple graphic with some data points on it. The points are also bound to the animation of the VAV. So if I go to my stage and I open up the data flow, you can see that I have a relativized block that's referencing device 20101. You can see that it's relativizing my text boxes, my heating status, and my damper position. It's also directly bound to my get node block, which gives me my device name. So if you just bind it there, that's how you get device name. Okay, so the new part here is you see this orange target here. This means that the path has something bound to it. So if I just hover over here, you can see that it says parent parameters device path. So if you're wondering where that is, there's something called page parameters. If you go modify, edit properties, there are these things called page parameters. What these are is these are very similar to symbol properties, but these are parameters for an entire page. So if I just delete this one that already exists, you can see that things now disappear because I don't have a device reference. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a device reference on the top level of my graphic so that I can access it from my other graphic within the page include. So this is a very similar idea to project data flow, if you want to watch a video on that as well. So if I go node path, just call it device path, assign it a device, so let's just go with one of my VAVs. So if I go like 20201, I'm just going to drag and drop it onto here, press enter. Nothing's going to change because I actually don't have it bound to anything. So if I go to the stage data flow and just bind it to my relativized block, what I want to do now is I want to make sure that my relativization is actually working. So if you can see me change the device path here, you can see that everything is updating as it should. So if I go save, Control S or File, Save, I now want to go to a different graphic and create my navigation graphic. So the first thing I want to do actually is on the stage of my new graphic, I want to go right-click, Insert Component, Page Include. And in this page include, if I go to properties, I want to select my URL, which is going to be VAV template. You can see my VAV template now shows up. And look what's here as well. I've got that device path property that I created. And if I just drag in a device reference, 20101, 20102, 20103, they all work nicely. Okay, so you just really want to get in the habit of checking your relativization before you get too far. Okay, so that was just kind of a test. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clear this out just so it's empty. And then I want to have a set of buttons. This one will be VAV1. On this first button, I want to do all the work on my first button and then duplicate it and slightly make adjustments. I'm going to do a set state action, click, record, go to my page include. What I can do is I can just drag over the reference that I want to use. What I can do while I'm recording is I can just select which one I want to do, this one. And then what I can also do is I can just change the device reference to whatever I want, 20203 or 20101. I'm going to go with 20101 and finish recording. So now you can see on click, I open this graphic and I change the value to 20101. So if I go preview and press click, it goes to 20101. If I duplicate it, change the name to VAV2, go to actions, change the value of the path to 20102. You can see that when I click back and forth, the device path changes as it should. You can do a whole lot of stuff with this. You can give it a border just to make it look a little prettier. So if I just make it black, solid 1, I can make this page include a pop-up if I want to. I can add like a X button on the top corner. And I would group my page include and my X button together. Call it pop-up. What I can get this to do is I can add an action to it if I just record again and just do a recording to make it disappear. Finish recording. When you have to change the value of a property in a set state action, if it's already at the value that you want it to be, you have to record some sort of change. So in this example, I made it turn off because it was already on, but I actually want it to make it visible, so I can just change it there. And then on this X button, when I click on the X button, I'm going to go on click, record, and then make the pop-up disappear. So trying this out, if I go preview, VAV, it appears. Click the X button, it disappears, appears, disappears. So that's just another option for you. And that is how you create navigation to open a templated graphic using a page include.